Last night we had thunder snow. It's a rare weather phenomenon where it thunders like a thunderstorm, but then it just blankets ice all over the place, which earlier in the day it already had freezing drizzle, a nice coat of ice on the ground already. So things were very, very frozen. When I came outside in the morning, my Land Cruiser was a popsicle, and since I was already late getting my daughter to school, I decided I didn't have time to scrape it all off, so I took out the Rolls-Royce Phantom. And you know what? It did great. I drive this car all the time, and it is the perfect family car. All land yachts are, we've just completely forgotten. It is too bad though that I didn't check my emails because my daughter's school was canceled. I could have slept in. That's the second day in a row that school was canceled. The day before that it was because so many kids were sick with the flu that they shut it down to clean the school, disinfect it. Really disgusting. But anyway, this V12 powered rear wheel drive Rolls-Royce Phantom had no problem making the school run at all. No problem. And the car's all aluminum, so I'm not too worried about the salt chewing up the body and it starting to rust. This thing's planted in bad weather, and if I had a little more snow, I could put snow tires on it and be fine. That's what a lot of people don't remember, that big cars like this are great in all situations. So many Kansans think they need a lifted four-wheel drive for that 1 inch of snow and 3 rows of seating and a bunch of cargo space for their family of 4, and it makes no sense at all. Really, land yachts like this, especially American ones, didn't deserve to die, and I feel like they wouldn't have died so quickly if it weren't for 3 reasons. And I'm going to talk about those reasons inside the Phantom because it is freezing out here. Goodbye. Whew. It's so cold, even the spirit of ecstasy wants to go away. Yeah. Oh. I guess while we're going on a cruise, we can go over to the new house and see the garage addition progress. There is something to see over there, but 3 reasons why land yachts died. The first being the utility of sport utility vehicles. Having a lifted station wagon with a high roof so you can pack your entire house and take it on vacation with you is really handy. I'll give it that. I do have a few SUVs and they are really nice. Also, fuel prices had a lot to do with the death of the land yacht. Now, this affected big SUVs in 2008 as well, and had people clamoring for mid-sized crossovers, and what few big cars were left, nobody really wanted, but that was also for another reason. The same thing happened in the 1970s as well. A couple of major fuel crises had people dumping their big land yachts, and the technology that automakers use to make their land yachts more efficient and more compliant with the new emissions regulations turned them into total dogs as far as performance and mechanically not that reliable, so nobody wanted those cars. But in my opinion, the real reason that American cars, big land yachts like this, died was the erosion of quality and comfort in the interiors. And it was something that people could still get in large trucks and SUVs. Big, cushy seats that sat up higher with a lot of thigh support, which is exactly what this Rolls-Royce Phantom has, but so few luxury car makers do anymore. With American cars and a lot of European luxury cars around the new millennium, the seats got firmer, more harsh, the quality kind of went away. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was to save money because the quality of materials wasn't nearly as high, but also even worse is when they tried to make big American cars resemble sporty European cars with racing seats. It made no sense at all. I'm so glad that Rolls-Royce has kept up with this quality and luxury experience without compromising anything for performance. And I really think American cars could make a huge comeback if they approached it in this way. Now, I'm not opposed to Cadillac making their brand an electric-focused brand, but they needed to go back to their roots. If you think about a Tesla, like the Model S I had, if you take away all of its glitzy technology and just look at the car itself, it's a really bare-bones basic and kind of uncomfortable car. But if you took the best of Tesla, all that cool technology, the battery power obviously, and combine that with an old school Cadillac, you would have something really, really special. Now, if you took that electric drivetrain and put it in an old CTS, the CT6 or whatever they have now, where it's kind of a sporty whatever, nobody's going to buy it. Of course, land yacht cynics like Doug DeMuro would use the Lincoln Continental as Exhibit A in their argument against bringing back land yachts. Nobody wants them. But the Lincoln Continental, while it looks like a land yacht and the interior is certainly very nice, it seems they didn't want to go full land yacht. You never go full land yacht anymore because they compromised on the ride quality to try and give it a little bit of a sporty flavor, and they totally failed. The engine itself is not very smooth, same with the transmission. So as nice as the interior is, it still doesn't feel like a land yacht. The fact that the top of the line Reserve Continental costs $72,000 certainly doesn't help sell those things either. As for my Phantom, it was very expensive, $80,000. I got a loan in the bank and I'm making massive payments on this thing, but I feel like it's totally worth it to feel what a modern interpretation of a true land yacht. And even though it's kind of old, it's a 2005 and it has a lot of BMW DNA in it, it's been totally reliable for the last 6 months and 6,000 miles. I'm just as shocked as you. This thing has been totally flawless. I've taken it on road trips. It's been my daily driver pretty much for the last 6 months. It's super duper impressive. Now, sadly, this Phantom, the Lincoln Continental, most that still have this land yacht DNA are way out of reach for most people, which is why I think if they brought back the affordable, full-size American car like a Ford Crown Victoria, Buick Roadmaster, the ones they quit making in 1996, it would sell really well. Nobody is offering a car that focuses on comfort first, the ride, the seats, just how the car feels at an affordable price point. You don't need to invest in a bunch of crazy glitzy technology. You just have to deliver on the luxury experience first, and something big enough that people would actually be able to pack up a lot of stuff in the trunk and a lot of people inside and be really comfy doing it. It's a great idea, and I'm totally brilliant, obviously. Good timing because we've arrived at the house now. Do a bit of off-roading here. Oh yeah, they've been making a lot of progress actually. The footings have been poured and we got some foundation walls. Obviously they had to build up things a little more there to make it level with the garage, and then they'll fill it in with dirt once they pour the concrete. It sets and they take these temporary walls out. But look, we have an outline of the garage. So there'll be a garage door right here, along with a driveway coming around the side, coming in to feed this big space here. And it'll fit a 3-car wide lift right here. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then probably one more here. And then since this garage is already pretty deep in the first place, we'll be able to have one car here, kind of double stacked, probably a short one, and then and then 4 other cars inside. So that's 11 or 12 cars. Still not big enough, but a lot more than what I got. Whew. Anyway, back to my land yacht idea. If I were hired as a CEO of a major company and pitched the idea of bringing back a giant land yacht like this, I would be fired almost immediately. It's definitely wishful thinking for me to ever imagine this happening, and automotive journalists don't really help with this so much, because if they made the Ford Panther platform again, they would just roast it for wallowing in the corners and the slalom courses and on the track because the suspension is too soft and the seats aren't supportive enough in the turns, just to make them sound like race car drivers. And that's not the point. You want a big, comfortable car that's really nice on the highway, and the only test you should do is, I guess, the drive-through test. You know, take it through McDonald's and see how comfy it is to sit and wait for your food, because that's what Americans really need. That and a big garage. Thank you for watching. You see the hood ornament there?
Yeah.
Watch. Watch it.
I know.
Yeah, it is freezing. Whew.
Oh, that's so weird.
We're going in. Tanner Brungard ain't got nothing on me.